Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Tashima here, bringing you everything you're gonna need to be able to create a quality business and live a quality life. Okay, all right, so jumping right in, throughout my journey of coming from corporate America into entrepreneurship, the biggest trouble I ran into was the importance of me having a niche and me really understanding that me getting that niche was going to help me to drill down on me really understanding who I was trying to help and why I was trying to help them. And starting out, I'll be honest with y'all, your girl was confused. Like, I didn't know what to do, where to start, and I did not have a niche starting out. I did not. And then even after I chose a niche, it still wasn't that clear. So I'm gonna get into that in this video because every person who's probably watching this needs to hear why it is important for you to have a niche. So stay tuned. All right, so let's get straight into it. Hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe, and then also when you finish, if you have any questions at all about this video, hit the comments. All right, number one, you want to be clear on having a niche. For one, and really and truly, we could avoid all the others. We really could, but number one, you want to make sure you are attracting the right clientele. But it is going to be very hard for you to attract any clientele if you are not clear in your messaging. And what I mean by that is, if you are putting out content that is for everybody, then everybody is confused on who you're trying to help. And a lot of times people want to go with someone that is specifically able to help them and not the person that is broadly able to help them. So you want to get clients who are ultimately gonna pay. But if they're not clear on what you do and if you're able to help them, they're not gonna be so willing to pay you. But if they know for a fact that you are an expert at fixing zippers on shoes, even though they can go down to the alteration place and get somebody to fix the zipper, you are specifically the expert at fixing zippers on shoes. I am going to go to you before I run down to the alterations that's next door. And that's just being honest, because you don't want anything to go wrong with that zipper on this shoe. And you know for a fact that this person who is specific on that can fix it. So when you're able to be clear on who you are trying to serve and assist, then you are able to put out a clear message that will attract people who want to pay you. That is very, very important. In the beginning, like I said, I did not have a niche. I was not clear on that whatsoever. And because of that, I was attracting any and everybody. Like, listen, when you are starting out in business, you just want to make money. You just want to make money. So you sometimes get caught up in, oh, I can help any and everybody. But yeah, you can, but that may not be best for your growth starting out. So this is something I like to tell people. A niche is important when you're starting out. When you get to a point where you're a house name brand, a household name brand, y'all know the saying. When you become that brand, it doesn't matter if you have a niche. People gonna flock to you because of who you are and the following that you have. So starting out, let's get to that point where we can create that. You need to get people who want to pay you. And those people need for you to be clear on who you are serving. So, number one, uno. All right. So the other reason why I feel like, and this is number two, this is something that's personal to me. Everything I'm going to tell you is from my own personal experience. Let's be clear. Number two is you are not able to get real guidance and real assistance if you don't really know what you're trying to do and who you're trying to help. So what I mean by that is, like I told you, if you watch my introduction video, then you know I seek a coach to help me after getting fired from my job. But what I didn't tell you is that that coach was specifically niched in helping accounting firms open up a firm online. so that they can be only online based without having a brick and mortar. That was important for me. I needed that person. Like I said, I almost spent $5,000 on her, and it was well worth it in my opinion. But if you're not clear on that, I could have went and got any accountant, but that person probably would have taught me how to go and get a brick and mortar, and that wasn't what I needed. You need to be very clear on what you do and who you're trying to serve. So even when you are looking for a coach or looking for a mentor, someone to guide you, you know exactly what to look for, because you are specifically putting something out or trying to put something out. And this coach or mentor is someone who is teaching you how to put it out in a certain way specifically to what you're doing. So that's important. All right, beautiful people. So if you have watched this much of the video, I have a question for you. When you first started your business, did you have a niche? And if not, do you have a niche right now? Drop it below. I can't wait to see. All right, number 3, when you are deciding a niche, and you're just like, hey, I just need to choose something that is like gonna make me some quick money real quick. I know these people need me. That is gonna work for a short period. So hear me when I say this. And this may sound contradicting, but it's not. When you are trying to find a niche, it has to be something that you're going to enjoy and be happy with. Because ultimately, if you're not going to enjoy it and be happy with it, you're going to be burnt out. So it may be a good niche starting out, but after 6 or 7 months of you doing it, and now you're like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Now you got to find a whole nother niche. So it's best for you to find a niche in an area that excites you and that you feel purposeful when you're doing it, because you don't want to get to a point where you're burnt out and then you're resenting the clients that you have because you're not enjoying what you're doing. So that's very important. I have gone through that. I have literally lived through that myself. You want to make sure that you find a niche that you can be happy with and that makes you feel good and lights you up in the inside when you're actually working on it. All right, so number 4. This really is just like something I learned on my journey, and you all may not even come across this, but when you are trying to determine your niche, it is really good for you because you are able to surround yourself with other people who are either in that niche, and they may not do the same service as you, but you all may still be servicing the same people. And now you have a tribe. Now you're able to surround yourself with like-minded people. Now you're able to bounce ideas off of each other because you all are helping the same people. That is also how you come up with doing partnerships. And you are hopping on live together and doing things together that now you're getting followers from that person's following, and now that person is getting followers from your following. Like, you literally, even though it's a broad topic and trying to figure out your niche, you figuring out that niche can be the thing that really helps your business grow ultimately. And that is super duper duper important. None of us, and if you watching this channel and you started a business just to be out here starting a business and not really to grow a business, you on the wrong channel. You on the wrong channel. We are here to create a quality business and a company that will grow and scale and ultimately eventually run itself and get to a point where it can be sellable, okay? Even if you don't want to sell your company, you need to get it to a point where it is sellable, to where it is attractive enough to an investor that they want to sell it. But if you are not clear on your niche in the beginning, it will never get to that point. And I only say that because I waited until about 5 months in business before I really drilled down on a niche. And although I made money in those 5 months, I ain't made the money that I was really supposed to make until after I figured out my niche. And up the 5 months prior, it was tax season. So I was making money off default. Let's be clear. But once I got clear on that niche, then I started attracting clientele. People really started gravitating to me because I worked as an accountant specifically in their industry, and they had not come across that. So like I said, you may be running into those issues where I want to help this person, I want to help that person, which is cool. Definitely work to get to the point to be able to help everyone, but you really want to drill down and niche down just a little bit. Please niche down, because if you don't, now you can help everybody. And now everybody confused, and you want people to, when they're watching your content, you want it to stick. You want it to be very, very sticky to where they're like coming back to your content. But if you're not specifically talking to them, they have no reason to come back. So I hope that information was helpful to you. If you found yourself having any type of questions whatsoever, drop it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next week.